Ready? Yeah. Could I ask everyone to silence their phones, please?
Thank you.
Shall we rise for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. We're going to start by, we have minutes of our meeting held on December 17th at 6 o'clock at night. I have a motion to accept them.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Pass that. Thank you. We have minutes of a non-public meeting held on December 17th. I have a motion to accept those minutes.
So move. Yeah.
All in favor? Aye. We're gonna go out of order just a little bit, right before I start things off with a bang. Under new business, we're going to start off with Selectman O'Hare's future grant opportunity discussion. Do you wanna, is
Well,
question?
Yeah, it's up there.
All right.
So basically, this is a grant idea to be able to develop 106 with water and sewer, hopefully. To help spur some growth on 106, like we have on Route 3, get a little more commercial property help with the tax base and with the incentives of our, what is it, sorry, what's that called? When we do the half off, or when the planning board did that half off kind of.
Oh, you mean
That
with the
mission.
commercial, the tax of the
Yeah,
commercial?
I think
Got
that
it,
will
got
help
it.
spur
Okay.
the growth of Preston as look more into this grant.
Yeah. So pretty much we were just discussing at one time, but really how we could start developing 106, just as a loose idea. I mean, I've spoken to all of you guys pretty much about it throughout the years. And it just seems as though 106 really has the potential to be something here, especially in Belmont. Doesn't really look, it really seems as though this program directly would be able to help us with that. And the funding that's there from what I've read is pretty good. Yeah, so.
So you're not, these, bleh. The water is coming from Belmont,
Well,
from these wells.
Well, this program would realistically be able to build a sewer system throughout all of 107.
Oh, so you're talking sewage.
Yeah.
And water.
And water, but
All right.
like, it's both, but so realistically, there's so much here that really needs to be done, right? This grant gives us the funding for that to happen. I just really think that we need to take a little bit of time just to look at it, to at least go for it, to make an attempt, right? We don't know the numbers, the feds come back with that, but that's way down the line. This is the beginning of it, but I think we need to spend some time just looking at it so we do have the ability to build 106. I live right off 106. I mean, that'd be great.
Spoken with Brian a little bit about the water system for us and ideas of going forward with it.
Because obviously, if it was water coming from Belmont, there would have to be pump stations,
Yeah.
and holding, and probably another, yeah. But,
I mean, just looking at some quick elevations, I mean, somewhere around CD Road, I think,
Mhm.
maybe a little bit higher, is about the same elevation as the top of Church Hill. It's a little deceiving, but.
Yeah.
And so you can't push any higher than that, but booster pumps, I mean, if this would fund booster pumps
Mhm.
up to another tank at a higher elevation somewhere, I don't know where the height of the land is, kind of Prescott Hill, or maybe back this way a little bit by the campground. It's possible. The interceptor line could accept anything we want to put into it, I would.
Well, and again, if you are able, only, obviously, we tried to do this many, many years ago,
Mhm.
but it was a different regime back then, okay?
Correct.
And, sewer wasn't the issue, it was the water,
Mhm.
all right? And it's unfortunate, but maybe that's a conversation that should be had with the city again, knowing that that water tank that's on top of Prescott Hill is not even an eighth being used, all
Mhm.
right? 18 inches of water in that water tank is nothing
Mhm.
compared to what it was built for, okay? What we had to build it to meet and get the city's approval.
Yeah.
But again, but you're still gonna need funding either way.
Yeah.
But I would think behoove you, if you are gonna do that, is to, I don't know whether you go see the water company, I mean, I have no idea, I just,
Yeah, no, so the grant process is very simple.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's a rough draft that I did. Realistically, it's a lot of the numbers. I left those insert here, insert there.
sure,
It's just a request to get the thing going.
going to get it.
That- that's-
I don't want to waste it, and it's not something the board's willing to do.
Oh, no, I mean,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate that it wasn't done 40 years ago.
But we fall in specific criteria with this,
That,
that
yeah.
we're top 3 area in the state that could receive this grant.
Inflation, median.
Yeah, it meets all of the check boxes it hits.
Mhm.
And once again, this isn't gonna be a large amount of money from the town. This is. a
Well,
grant
and the other
for feds.
issue is just as a follow through that no one would ever answer my question for, is that the city of Laconia draws their water out of Lake Winnipesaukee.
Mhm.
Okay, who owns Lake Winnipesaukee?
State.
We all do, okay, so that's always been, and they won't even,
Oh.
that they, they wouldn't even answer a question when asked that,
Well,
because.
We have a pretty good bridge to the,
Yeah.
Right,
to the
that's why,
office.
that's why I brought that up.
Yeah, no,
because
so that can be
that
whatever
was
needs to be
fun.
worked on. Will be worked on from those angles. I just need, I would really appreciate, we just really try to attack this thing. Yeah.
It's, as far as I'm concerned, good luck, because my husband and I failed miserably. We couldn't get it beyond Briarcrest, no matter what we did. And I can assure you that the connections are all there.
Oh,
Thank you for your work.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, great.
With the connections was put there in hopes of being able to eventually someday the town being able to hook up, but
Well,
we didn't accomplish that.
yeah, well,
But a whole different bunch of people there now.
exactly,
So,
exactly. I'm a little feisty too.
let me know, I'd love to go to a couple of those good movies.
All right, I'm down. Let's
Yeah,
go.
really.
I'm good. Awesome. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Can't hurt to try.
USDA water and,
Yeah, it's USDA water and waste disposal loan and grant program.
which it probably ends up, we'll end up probably being rural though.
It's it's USDA rural development.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, do they allow a community to go for 2 grants, because the WRVP is trying to get us to do a rural development grant for the 140 Forest Main?
Mhm. Yeah, but if we're going for the same grant, you can put in requests for the same grant for different projects. What ties onto 140, you could technically do, I think, 106 and 140 through it. But once again, that takes time, that takes the numbers, that takes everything.
Right, you're competing against yourself too.
No, not really, because it all depends on it. Then you'd want to go for the largest project first. You'd want to go for 106 and 140.
Put it together in the grant.
And then the following day, send in one for 106, and then the following day, send in one for 140.
Just inundated.
Yeah, trust me, but
Building the fence.
familiar with it. That's,
Any questions? I mean, I have none, I'm,
What's your name?
Preston Young.
It's gonna take some work.
So because personally, as far as I don't know what this is and what you're trying to accomplish, so I don't really have anyone.
Water.
The other one here.
Six.
We're trying to.
Yeah, water sewer's down 106.
Yeah.
I live on Brown Hill Road. I've lived there my whole entire life. I've heard numerous people rumble about this for years. So instead of people rumbling about it, so, I mean, I've done some work with some grant programs. I'm just saying, well, we need to at least swing for the fences.
Oh, yeah, I'm all about that.
Hell yeah, yeah, I'm sorry.
Gotta
Yeah.
try, you always have to try, because a no is a no, if you don't apply.
Yeah.
All right, I guess
Kind of consensus, that's okay.
I would say that we have a census of that and then go for it.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Preston. Nice to see you, Preston.
First, very phone.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, you always got that. Thank you. Exactly.
Always have my back. Somebody's got to.
Yeah, I gotta go to the Celtics game now, guys.
Enjoy.
Bye.
See you.
Keep it under 100.
I'll try.
Yeah.
We're all in here, don't worry
Thank
about it.
That's why we have to change it around.
Okay.
Okay, conservation appointment, Tabitha Lord for alternate to full member. So we just need a motion for that.
So I will make a motion to appoint Tabitha Lord from an alternate to a full member of the Conservation Commission, term to expire 3/31/20.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. New Hampshire DOT, always stop consideration. That's New Hampshire 140 and Main Street and Main Street at Gilmanton Road and Church Street.
Yes, if you recall at our last meeting when the DOT came and presented us with their proposals for the Depot Street, Main Street intersection and their thoughts as far as the always stop or a signalized section or completely changing that section. While they were in that meeting, they did say that they had brought forward our proposal for the always stop to another program that the state had, which was for the, I think it's like almost like a testing it out to see if it will work before they commit. And they said it wasn't. So someone from Lake Street Planning Commission got wind of our meeting and that conversation, and they emailed me right after, and he said, you really should still go for it. It doesn't hurt to still ask. So that was a letter that I drafted for the board, and you signed that letter, and we sent it off to this Mr. Jeez.
Yeah. Make sure that was the whole thing.
Yeah, Mr. Stepalunas from DOT, and he responded with this letter. Thanking us for the letter that I drafted for the proposed conversion of the intersection of NH 140 Depot Street, Main Street, and the Main Street to an always stop. This location was originally omitted from the always stop screening because it functions primarily as a three-legged intersection. Nelson Court is slightly offset, and its low traffic volumes would have excluded it regardless. The reason noted in your letter, proximity to a signalized intersection within 750 feet, actually applied to the Main Street Gilmanton Road intersection to the northeast. Apologies for my confusion on that point. Our safety office strongly supports converting the New Hampshire 140 Main Street intersection to an always stop, including Nelson Court as the fourth leg. This change offers significant benefits over both the current configuration and the recommended signalized option. In our assessment, the intersection would maintain an acceptable level of service while achieving a substantially higher safety performance for the long term under always stop control. Even as an interim measure, this conversion would provide a meaningful safety improvement, and we welcome the opportunity to include it in our always stop project. So that's great. They're going to consider add us to that. Additionally, we request consideration for the board for converting the intersection of Main Street at Gilmanton Road and Church Street from its current three-way stop to an always stop. Given that over 95% of vehicles follow New Hampshire 140 to make a right turn from Main Street onto Gilmanton Road, this intersection would operate more efficiently if Main Street from New Hampshire 106 and Gilmanton Road were allowed concurrent complementary movements during these right turns. Any concerns about potential backups on Main Street would be mitigated by implementing always stop control at Main Street and Depot Street. Please let us know your thoughts. I'd be happy to discuss further if need be.
My first question is gonna be the fire department.
Hmm.
Do
Do you?
Do you ever, do you see any problem with that intersection? Because your ambulance and fire trucks are coming, they're not always going up on 106. They're coming down through town a lot,
Pretty rarely, because the stop sign coming down is already there,
right?
and everyone's practically stopped. So if we're going lights and sirens and things, they're already sitting there.
I'd say that. I think
Very rarely.
These have a bigger issue coming from Main Street up if it's a stop.
Right, well, that's what I'm wondering now, yeah.
But if we do the always stop at Main and Depot, they're gonna run into the same problem there anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
The only thing I hesitated about when I first saw that was having the four-way at the church and having it at Main Street Depot. The buildup of traffic from.
Between those
Between
two.
those two stops.
But the thing is that you can still go right. You can stop and go right. No, you've
You
got
can
to,
stop and go right if the traffic's gonna stop, right? But you'd still have to make, treat it like the stop sign at that point.
you still gotta stop. Mm. It might save having no more vehicles.
But at least this is
Might-
temporary, so if we see an issue with having the four-way stop at the church, we can say, no, thank you. We can still do the four-way main.
Wasn't there a four-way stop years ago? What did they do years ago? What was it?
When you come down Main Street. No, you
No.
didn't have to stop.
You need to stop. You
So
need
they
to
put a
just
stop sign there.
That's what it was. You could go straight for, that's right. I
Right.
knew there was something.
This is the least expensive way for the state to get out of a problem. Just leave it the way it is. You know, the back,
Agree with
you come from the office and trying to get Gilmanton or get up.
You know,
on
the
106.
rotary idea was ridiculous because
Yeah.
it would have cost some tens of thousands and thousands of dollars to buy a property there to do it,
And it wouldn't help you.
and it wouldn't help them. So I was just concerned on the stop, because I wasn't here for that, was the Nelson Court exiting.
Yeah, that's the only.
Because of the
monkey.
offset, you know, where would you put the stop bar in front of the store? So that that person could alternate into the traffic without.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
is
I
kind
think that was the diagram was the stop bar was kind of back away.
Kind of back, right?
Almost where that parking is up front.
Yeah. The first parking spot.
of, yeah. And obviously, you know, when we had talked about Main Street and 140 right there, was that, again, this is the first part of it. It's either gonna work or it isn't, or what's gonna happen later on could possibly be lights.
Well,
think that
this is the lights, isn't it?
No, it's a stop sign.
Oh, it's
Sign.
oh, yeah, so
Oh.
Main Street 140, I thought this was a temporary idea until.
Right, it is. That's what
It's a Band-Aid.
It's a Band-Aid till, right.
It's to do the stops before the lights.
To give people ready.
Yeah,
right, but we did-
And
But
then
we
they
did
wanna add,
discuss at that meeting that, yeah, we're willing to try this
Yeah.
with the understanding that they don't take the lights just off the table that.
no,
Well, this was, so they didn't have to fund our stop signs, this is the program to fund them while they're going through the process for the lights.
Yeah.
and they originally did consider us for it, and then when we drafted the letter, they reconsidered it, said, yes, we'll allow it, but would you also consider the Church Street?
I know has there been a lot of accidents there?
No, I'm going north and the turn-ons to Gilman.
No, there isn't.
Now, some people.
It's the other way.
It's people coming the other way, so I'd be interested to see their studies from when they redesigned that till now. With the amount of accidents of people going north on Main Street, I don't think there's gonna be as many.
Yeah.
It's more of a failure to yield
Yeah.
from people at the stop signs.
Mhm.
than-
Now we're gonna have to stop anyway.
The
Everybody,
closest calls ever been, I'm straight through there, and people just assume on turn.
Yeah.
Even when the light is not on.
and it's scary
Yeah.
because I don't know about anybody, I've experienced people cut, you know, I'm going down straight through, but somebody comes right out.
I luckily had a cop on me one time when someone was hitting me. The lights turned on so quick, and I'm like, thank you. Karma.
All right,
The
so,
only other question I would have had would have been for DOT at that time. Because you're bringing trucks to a stop
mhm,
on a grade, to enter a grade, to climb past the fire station. You know, if we stack, stack trucks up or whatever, that's gonna be a nightmare for him. Thanks, Steve. If they keep it salted and sanded well enough, then, because they had that issue on Depot coming up to the stop sign.
mhm.
We'd have tractor trailers get jammed up there because they come to a stop. Greasy, slimy, can't get going. problem area. So you're adding that little hill, a little grade, another grade, then they stop at 106 and one.
They're not,
another
look,
thing,
they're not gonna stop. No
So-
different than I've said at the church many times and watched those trucks come down Church Hill, right? They don't stop at any of them. They just keep, right on going.
Sometimes they can't.
Well,
The
sometimes,
brakes are shot.
well, yeah, well,
Like me that time.
right.
Or bad tires.
I'm not stopping, just so you know.
Now, they have obviously some information on that intersection, they obviously must not think it's gonna create a.
They've been doing that
Junction
since I was
problem.
16 years old.
They've been going on.
That's not, I've never heard of the program.
Oh,
Well, maybe not this particular program.
you
but
like the
but-
money that the state spent with the program to go up across the hill. From Sturgeon's house, up over the hill,
Oh,
through the
bypass.
church, through the school.
The old by- oh,
and up on Phil
the old
Flannery's
bypass.
property, the old bypass, and come out on top of the hill.
Yeah.
So one question was asked by one man, Roscoe Tuan, said, what are you gonna do when you get to Gilman?
Right.
You ain't going any faster, you can't get through Gilmanton, you can't rip those old houses down there.
Bypass road through the hill,
Yeah,
back down into the intersection, that would have worked. That section would have worked.
that section would have worked.
That would have taken everything off of Main Street.
Well,
That was
everybody was
going west.
concerned back then that we would lose business. We were gonna lose business on the Main Street of Belmont. We haven't added anything. I mean, nothing's changed. Nothing has left. Well, I think was left than what's come back. I mean, that was the whole purpose of that.
They would have been able to pass through and go out to the intersection and kept going.
Too bad.
Would have made it a little easier.
It would have.
So it seems like the bottom sent his letter is concurrent complementary movements during these right turns. Any concerns about potential backups on Main Street should be mitigated by implementing the always stop control at Main Street and Depot.
That's true.
Well, we know.
Until we have a stop right there, and then all the traffic.
Should, we'll find out soon enough, I guess.
Yeah, I had an issue. Like,
You gotta let them try something.
the intersection is scary to begin with.
Well, the thing is if
You guys,
my 2 cents worth is if you,
Which one?
well, obviously we've established Main Street and Depot, but the Church Street one.
I don't like it.
No.
Again, I don't know how many accidents we've had going up Main Street. It's usually people either coming off Gilmanton Road or down Main Street, the people coming out of church. Not going up Main Street. So
So it's usually those two coming in.
it's those 3 intersections, those 3 roads, not Main going north.
Yeah.
In my experience, it's usually after they've stopped, people think they have the right of way and that they.
but I've seen a lot, not a lot, but I've seen people going up Main Street to go straight through. They're probably heading to Jordan's. Right,
yeah.
and that one is a scary one.
It is.
When people go straight across, that is I've seen more, right?
Well, I think other than the Jordan's ice cream, that traffic, because if you go all the way down, you have no choice.
You gotta
I want, yeah,
Oh, go
I
ahead.
mean, that way to go down the turn right, so I get the Dunkin's quicker.
Yeah.
Stop signs.
Yeah, but believe me, I've seen people still go left.
Oh, a lot of cars go.
Yeah, they don't go right, they go left anyway.
The first time we did, I got pulled over, so I'll never do
I love it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My feeling is that if this doesn't work, it's a state problem to solve it.
But if it doesn't work, it's also just pulling signs out of the ground.
Right,
Easy to do
right.
that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose, and then just.
You're not putting up
That-
fixed
that's
fences and all
yeah.
kinds of stuff. Computers,
You gotta let them try.
do something.
Kind of make it note that, well, this is what you're recommending, we're gonna go with your.
Recommendations.
So if it doesn't work, we go back to that same letter and say, uh-oh,
Can we ask them if they have a stop sign ahead sign, so that intersection can be well known in advance, cause that's gonna be scary, people being used to just being able to go.
Oh, they have to give us a
Like the flags out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really try to get your awareness.
Yeah, new traffic pattern signs. things like
Alright,
that.
that's gonna be scary.
Stop ahead.
Yeah.
How far? How far?
You should get Tom with best and have him go out there and help everybody.
People can cut across the crosswalk to go to town hall from the parking without getting run over.
Oh, I was talking about the one up here, Church, yeah, that one too.
Well, you're close to the church on that one though.
And then maybe we won't have any more cars come through the window of the church either. That was a mess.
The other day, now he stopped.
Do what?
You're watching an oil tanker come down Killington and go right through without even stopping. I don't think he could have stopped, but he went through that intersection about 20-25 miles an hour. Just couldn't do it, just went straight. I think he heated up coming down the hill and just couldn't.
Well, the brakes wouldn't stop him?
He just went
Oh,
through.
we should take
I
a
looked
look.
at, I looked at his face because I was coming up and I could see if he wasn't gonna stop.
Yeah,
And his look on his face was like, I hope nobody cuts in front of me.
really.
Yeah, he had no chance of stopping.
They probably had the green at 106, so we didn't have to stop.
Didn't have to stop, but run, right the brakes down and write them down, that keeps them right up.
Well, I think the one thing that would, if we give the state, that would look at it, that hill before, on 140, before you get to George Condo Democratic driveway. Stop sign ahead, something up there to say there's an intersection ahead, because they roll over that hill. You heat them up coming down, because I've been there with a couple 10-wheels on trucks, because I use that to water main when I'm hustling cars. And they're coming down and they heat those things up and they get down by the elementary school, there's not enough room to cool them down, get to the next stop sign, which is the
It's hill.
No.
yeah, we gotta notify them a little bit.
Spend any time out there in the summertime, all you do is smell brakes. You smell the heat.
I have an issue with just going for something, I guess.
Okay. I guess.
It's temporary though, right? Unless
Well, they'll try it.
they'll try it, but we can say it's absolutely
Police
serious.
department finds we have problems with it, fire department has a problem getting there out. And we go back and say, hey guys, we
Not bad.
gotta try something out.
And just make sure we keep track of.
I think it might help with the fire department when you're coming down, if you're going down towards Main Street. You have the cars stop that coming down there also, so there's no room for them to pull over. So you'll come down the opposite lane, and I've met many cars that are just turning right up there, they're not even thinking about stopping, or they think it's all clear, and even them, where if they had to stop there, they would have to take, they would see up the street a little bit. I think it would be helpful with that.
Well, a set for that would be to put a together, push the sidewalk back, we own the land. Now, push the sidewalk back,
Where the sign is?
get right on the corner, right across the church.
Now,
We don't own that.
state's law.
The state owns that.
I thought, oh,
No, the state
state,
owns
so have
that.
the state donate the land and put a breakdown lane in it, so you can they get off the road.
That was
We
almost,
tried, we tried to get them to give it, or give us some of that, and they won't even, nothing.
that was.
They're keeping it
10-year
for future, yeah, that's it, that's a 100-year plan. Yeah, no, we don't even own that. We had to, it was an act of Congress to be able to put a Belmont sign on it.
They got all mad when we cut down the trees in front of the fire station, so we put a road there.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
remember that.
That's stately,
Yeah,
that's right.
they did, they got all excited.
You think they'd even notice that stuff? You got anything better to do?
Not, well, they gotta find
Right there, they got nothing else.
justification, okay, we'll move on.
So if you want to just make it official that you, a motion to,
Make a motion. Whatever finance said.
Make a motion to, accept the state's recommendations in their email,
of converting the intersection of Main Street and Gilmington Road and Church to a
always stop.
always stop.
Do we have a second? So move, all in favor?
Aye.
Tanya. Firefighter resignation.
Yeah, one of our new hires, he's great, we loved him, but he's gonna be joining his family's business. He'd like to stay on as a call member, but, he was extremely active, he was always there. Was sad to lose him, but he's gonna go help his family out.
So you're still in the probation period?
Oh, yeah, it's about 3.5 months in, but
I said we just met him like last.
yeah,
Yeah,
he was the type of guy, we tried to convince him to stay.
yeah.
But he's gonna go help his
In
family.
fact, if he's a call
Yep.
fireman, he'll
Yep.
be, doing some training and whatever,
Yep.
and maybe he'll have a fight this week.
Yeah.
We'll do whatever it takes to get him, right? Something. Okay, fire chief retirement.
Yes, former fire chief, Black has retired from the town of Belmont. And making it official that the board of selectmen have appointed, a interim fire chief, assistant fire chief, Donald Pickowitz. So I'd like to congratulate Donnie at interim retirement.
Congratulations.
I have two hats now.
Awesome, all right.
Three, now you got health officer.
Do what?
Three, now you got, health officer and fire warden.
We signed those papers, didn't we, already?
Yes.
I think we signed them already. Awesome, all right, awesome, congratulations, and,
Good luck.
good luck. And you've got some good department heads around you, good help. Awesome, Good.
Talk something real quick.
yeah,
I don't know if it's just appropriate time or under old business, but, I'd like to make a motion to appoint him as my fire chief.
That second one.
What was that motion?
Appoint him as fire chief.
I appoint him as a fire chief right now. And I second it.
Third.
He's not a voting member yet, but.
Don't look at me.
I do, you want more discussion?
A motion's on the table, it's been made,
Yeah.
seconded.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Welcome.
Yeah, I think we should probably ask him if he wanted to.
Hey, do you want that?
He has he has no choice.
Can't say that.
Now you
I
have,
can't say that one either.
yeah, now you have to give the opportunity to get pinned with his family and.
Of course, we would have to have the appropriate, ceremony. Yeah, and we will have that, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you.
back down to one.
Yeah, you can take that off now.
which one's he thinking of? Oh, the.
That's the dog kennel.
The dog
That's
kennel.
sure.
What happens when you have night meetings? Get a little, yeah.
Oh,
All right. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
He's getting a big head, you keep doing this kind
Sorry.
of stuff forever.
They won't grow.
No, all right, okay, congratulations, and we will work on doing it appropriately with the appropriate, thank you, Thank you.
Edges and shit stuff.
right.
Cocktail shrimp.
Shrimp and cocktail. All right, 2026 budgets and warrants.
You have in front of you for you guys to sign 3 copies of each to make it official, the 2026 default budget and the 2026 warrants. Those are your oversight in purview, and the budget committee has the MS 575, which is the budget itself.
And it has, are you still waiting for signatures
I
on
think I'm
that?
waiting for a few more signatures and I need them by Friday at 1, so they can be.
So you've been contacting everyone, okay?
Brian, do you still have
I'll
to
do
sign or
this
did you
now.
sign?
No, I'm gonna come in.
Okay, please do.
Did you say 41?
There's, I think, there's several copies.
No, 41 warrants.
Oh,
Yes, so there are 41 warrants, on the ballot this year. Not warrants, articles,
Alright, so
warrant articles, yes, 41.
I always just take the first word off. And only one was a petition. Impressive.
Correct. We do have one petition, and speaking of that petition, the petition that came through was to see if the town of Belmont, New Hampshire will sell the mill building.
No,
Can we take a vote on?
That is where I'm going with that. So in the past, you have put on the ballot and voters guides whether you supported a petition or did not. I have not gotten official vote of how you would like your roll call to be on the ballot, whether you support it.
If this was 10 years ago, before we put money in here, before we had an idea for this, sure, but we already have an idea, we've already pumped money in this, it'd be a waste of taxpayer money to sell. So I'm opposed to that.
And not only that, we have people sitting in this building across the street.
Yeah.
And it's becoming so unhealthy. I mean, if one person gets sick, they all get sick. The air quality, it's probably, we're lucky that we have not had some bigger issues.
We have no room for Donna, we have no room for Parks and Rec, we have to buy another piece of land and build a new building, so.
We would have our meetings. we
Yeah.
wouldn't-
Right, we would lose all the space for meetings and I think it's being used.
It's financially bad.
Yeah, despite what the voters say. So, Sharon?
No, I don't support it.
Okay, so I would
Is
say,
that a motion that Travis made earlier?
Oh, this is,
Not
I should just say
support
how.
no, let's
That's how
just
you-
make a
Okay.
motion.
Yeah, I did not make a motion, not support the addition.
Okay,
And I'll second that motion.
okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, I didn't.
So you're
I'm sorry.
against the
All in
petition?
favor to not support.
We are not
We're not
supporting that
supporting
petition,
Oh.
correct?
So you were voting earlier.
Oh, yeah, no.
We did the backhand.
There's-
Reverse.
So it's unanimous, and
There's-
that would just read that the board of selectmen do not support this. Okay.
That's- Oh, is there?
There's several.
There's
They only signed the top one. Guys, you have,
Oh, there's more than just one in there?
there's 6 of each one. And
There's 3 of each,
or
yeah.
3 of each one.
I'm sorry,
Now I've got one, so.
But not this one, this is the warrant.
I'm not too great at following directions.
There should be 3 of
Let
each.
me know.
I might have this.
You hear you whispering there.
Should have 3 defaults and 3 warrants.
This is,
Okay, this is one warrant.
This is default, that's default.
what's this one on the back though?
There's 2 defaults.
You got the first page with something else then, that back one.
We're just gonna sign them while you have to put them back together.
Wait a second. Keep signing that.
Well, I'm not gonna sign your name, I'm signing there, I want to sign mine. I went to the 6th grade, Belmont, school.
Did you run up Sticky's Alicia's that way?
No, we didn't.
So it's like page.
No,
This one's gonna be back to Travis.
Hold on, sorry, sure. Thank you.
No, hey, there's more back here. There's 2 more on the back page. Two more there.
Somebody's, I said somebody's stomach is growling, they didn't eat.
These articles, just throwing them out of reserve.
Yeah, hold on, each year, that's
But it should be a no get. It says it supports it, but we're not putting up the $5,000.
No, it comes back and forth.
It says in it that it's,
No tax.
no tax, it says it's, comes from the unassigned fund balance. No.
Put on
Yeah,
there, hey, somebody's gotta put in there who's paying the bill. People gonna
The
look at
voters
it,
got it.
pay no tax.
The voters guide would say that.
Yeah, state law limits what we can put on the ballot. And voters guide makes it so we just can't be biased.
I'm just opinionated, I am slanderous.
So these. Which, but what is that? Do you vote with this?
As long as it's not-
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out.
Right.
I'm
Just sign it.
It's up to you.
Yeah, there's reason I did that was that one, it's for that one, and then. Oh, yeah,
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I think these 2 are for these 2.
Yeah.
Is what I think. So.
Sure.
This.
Okay, the next item is candidacy filing period for elected officials, started today. Today's January 21st, and it's through January 30th at 5.
Correct, town hall will be open 1 extra hour.
Right, on that Friday. Okay. Obviously, we're off and running. Belmont Old Home Day Trophy. Albert Ackerstrom Jr. Memorial Parade Trophy.
So Danielle was digging and cleaning out in the bank building. She came across this, I forgot to ask her to bring it tonight, an old trophy that was named the Belmont Old Home Day Trophy, Albert Ackerstrom Jr. Memorial Parade Trophy. She wanted to know if we should donate it back to the family. I think it was a period in the 80s when they gave it. We had stopped doing the kind of the Old Home Day Parade trophies a couple of years ago. So the question was, do we donate the plaque with the winners to the family, or do we revive the trophy and continue on with it?
I think
Steve,
we
Would
should
the
buy
family
it.
like it back?
It's up to, with the,
Well, what would you like to see happen with it? It's your dad.
no.
It's the grandfather.
Oh, your grandfather. It's your grandfather, and I meant that.
So it was, so my grandfather was, he would announce the parade as people came through, and, he did up until like the early 80s.
Yeah,
He passed away in 1985.
yeah,
And this award, this started in 1986, and it went.
please.
It went for 5 years. And it's a plaque, and it's got, the
They
name.
get little names go on
Yeah.
it or whatever.
So, and then it stopped in 1990.
Right.
So one of the, I think Devin had found it or something at the,
Yes, definitely.
at town hall and asked me about it, and I didn't know anything about it, so I had to call my uncle.
You were just a little tight.
I think we should continue it, and if we can have Danielle or someone go back and look in the years that we've not put a name in that had won the trophy, and put it somewhere in the hallways of this building, so it can be seen, so every year it gets updated, and it stays in perpetuity.
Yeah, if Steve is fine with that idea, I think it's a good idea.
You probably have to get a couple more of them though, because I think there's probably only like 15
Yeah.
spots on them.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Well, then we get a plaque to put underneath it and keep going.
That works.
It's gonna be more than one way.
So the trophy, though, does it,
It's not a trophy.
It's a
oh,
plaque.
it's just a plaque. Okay, I was thinking it was some sort of.
And when
When I
I
think it's cool to get those top, please,
Yep.
they just keep adding new names.
I think that would be,
Yeah, I mean, we can, like I said, revive it and bring it back, keep continuing it, or
I think that's a good place.
Yep. Revive it.
revive it.
outside.
Revive it. I think that's a unanimous,
Yeah.
decision. Yep. Okay, DES WRBP Route 140 response letter. Next steps.
More next steps. So the state has finally responded back to our letter and, Underwood's letter. Yes, they basically said that they felt that Underwood's report, was incomplete and that Wright Pierce continues to recommend complete pipeline replacement as one project. But they do say they can support the recommendation of the two-phase plan that they analyzed and reported on April of 24. And then I provided you with Wright Pierce's opinion, and in the letter there, we did have a WRVP meeting today, and I did speak with DES, and they're, wanting to know our next steps as far as the meeting, and their biggest thing is to get us to have a discussion of, what does truly a phase one only look like of repairing where the breaks have been, and what is phase two and the cost, and if we talk about sharing these costs, I mean, they're saying that, an extra 2 million by phasing it. our people on WRVP seem to think that's kind of really probably not right, that their estimates is maybe off. And whether we want the 2 million in the future extra, because it doesn't need to be replaced the second half right now. There's no signs of the line even remotely being bad past the breakage point. And that, you know,
Well,
well,
the problem
town
is if they
pays for that.
decide to replace it, we don't have a choice.
I think we still have the opportunity to keep pushing back and to meet with the commissioner and
I think we
to,
have to push back a little harder than what we're doing right
Yeah.
now.
so the
As far as I'm
next,
concerned, They allowed that driveway permit for those guys, the guy that had that camping trailer down there on 140. And they gave him a driveway permit across that pipe in that forest land. It should have been bridged. They should have planked it and bridged it. Not a huge expense to him and not a real bad expense that you can take out. The man who signed that, I don't believe ever went and looked at the site. You can't stand there. It's like standing on a bowl full of jelly. We've gotta go back after that, man. And I provided copies to you and to the thing of the permit that engineer from the state over at District 3 or 4, whatever they call that. Bunch of dummies over in Guilford. He went and signed a permit to let him log over that pipe. And you can't stand there as a human being and watch these trucks go up and down and see the roads moving, the road itself moves. So that pipe's, it should have been encased when it was done, and it was half-assed done, when it was put in originally. But he should never allowed him to cross that pipe, never. And I think that we have to get an engineer to say, I mean, you gotta be a rock star, I mean, if I sent Brian out there and said, here, put some gravel in here to fix this hole, the stuff's gonna go right out of the swamp. It's wrong what that man did. And he took the responsibility, he signed it and gave that guy a permit. I wanna call him on the carpet, I want him and his boss in here. And let's make them stand responsible for the decision they made. I'm not gonna say it wouldn't last forever, because that pipe should have been encased just like they do along the lake, it should have been in cement boxes along that, and a pipe should have been inside it. That was engineering, and we know in town of some of us that have lived here a long time, who was the head engineer on this end of that sewer.
Problem is with this is it's become like, we had our engineers do this, we have our report. It was jerry rigged, a lot of it. It was pieces of everything that they found wherever to put this pipe in. So now it's engineer against engineer. The state's not gonna change they're gonna go along with their engineer.
We have a new thing called the Supreme Court in the state, and if they're wrong, they're wrong. And then sometimes you gotta stand up and fight. Yeah, it's gonna cost some money to fight it, so it's gonna cost some money because I think they're right, it should probably all be replaced. But right now, and then when it should be replaced, it should be encased. That's a thoroughfare of these big trucks, and we got gravel pits that are not wearing out tomorrow.
Well, and at least the timing of it, like, if we know there's a shitty section of that pipe that has to get replaced, we agree with them on that part. Can the other pipes out a little deeper than the cross section last us, 5 more years where we can hopefully build up a better sum of money to afford the project? Sure. Might it cost us an extra $1 million? Probably, but it's something we have to do to be able to afford the bill. The state is gonna try and jam this down our throat until we fight back, unfortunately.
and that's the next step, is saying just that.
But that's what I was gonna say, 15 years is what they said we have for the rest of it, that's a long time to plan, yeah, $2 million, a big increase, but 15
And
years.
that's the part that goes cross country, so to speak.
Here we are, polluting within 800 feet of when Northfield's drawing their water out in Tilton for their wells. And it's down grade and down the circulation of that, Winnipesaukee River that flows under that swamp.
Jeremy.
Yeah,
We couldn't afford, we wouldn't be able to let the bankrupt the town to pay the bill we're gonna get.
okay, I can see Melinda.
Just ask, you talked earlier about the grant opportunity, which is gonna be 106, ain't saying 140.
This is the issue, yeah, we're talking about.
And this is the,
Right, so, but we're looking for a federal grant for doing those repairs. I mean, even a way of pushing off the state right now, say, hey, we're applying for a grant, to put water line down there and storage, which we can put into the grant to fix that line at the same time. That's gonna save us $10 million,
Didn't we, and
Yeah.
maybe I'm not remember, but didn't we already ask or didn't WRP already ask the state in regards to rural development, and we looked into grants for 140?
So we have to apply for rural development.
That's right, the
and-
state can't.
And so I have been for the past year, I mean, they've changed representation at rural development 4 or 5 times. Sharon just got with me again this, like a week or so ago to say, oh, I just spoke to the new person and let's have another meeting. And it's just getting tiresome. But that would just be for us to take the loan or the grant, not even the state. So we would have to go through town meeting to accept the rural development. And I don't think it's a grant. I think it's,
Oh, it's
Yeah,
low
rural
income,
development
it's just
funding.
low,
It's
it's low
funding.
income.
so it's not like a grant that's free money. We still have to.
And-
It would be.
And the problem is, okay, here we go again. It still has to be approved by the voters on a whole, not just the users.
Any grants or funding that we take on ourselves, yes, but if the state is going to fund this project, they take it, they just give us the bill, and we increase ratepayers. Rates.
Because the
Yeah.
average person that's gonna walk in this door and vote. They're gonna say no, because if my septic tank plugs up and my leach field goes bad, town ain't gonna help me.
That's the
That's
problem.
gonna be-
That's what we dealt with the, no, with the water,
What?
with the water, right, the manganese plant, and we had what, $2.5 million of free money, 0 payback. And then it was like 2.5 of low income USDA grant, and it got voted down. So it's, yeah.
Well, we got 9 purple people using.
So next step is now that we've gotten the state to they're agreeing.
They don't agree with us.
Just when my discussion him today was, we can talk about the phase, but we need you to agree to go to probably phase 1 so they can start the design phase. And we'll talk about phase 2 and how we're gonna fund it. If it's gonna be, you're gonna chip in more, when it's gonna happen, but they would like us to kind of commit, or not kind of, commit to at least phase 1 so they can move forward with the design aspect of it. So the next step is, myself, Underwood, we're gonna ask that, and Brian as well, our Wright Pierce, which is their engineer, and I would, assume, 1 or 2 board members to go down to Concord. Maybe Travis, he's got some connections with.
And how can we,
And have this conversation in person instead of just me telling you, you telling them, and this back and forth.
but how can we agree to something? Okay, and say, well, we'll agree, say to phase 1, and now they've got to design it, and we all know that that will be more money than what they probably even quoted us, like a lot more. How can we commit to that without voters saying, that's what we want you to do?
They've already asked the state for this bond of the $10 million.
They just send us a bill and we pay the bill, so you have to
Right.
increase ratepayers rates, which isn't an issue to go to voters, it has to go through us at that point. If we were to do a grant, we'd have to get permission from the voters to have
Correct.
the grant accepted,
Right.
Really?
yeah. So the state can just send us the bill and we have to pay it.
We get a bill.
So I believe they've already put in the $10 million project to be bonded with this state. We're asking them not to do the 10 million. We're not asking them not to because they're gonna bond that $10 million, let's just say next year. And then they're gonna send us the bill for the 10. We're saying, don't do the 10. I'm just gonna go in half. Let's just say phase 1 is $5 million. So then we're only gonna get a bill next year for $5 million, not $5 million, but $5 million over 30 years next year versus 10 million over
Okay.
the
So let's think about this, 30 years, and then let's just say in 5 years, they come back and say, we want to do the other.
Yeah.
And now that's increased by a couple $1 million. And then they're gonna add that on top of whatever the ratepayers are already paying off.
So maybe by then, we have saved more money, where we've added more capital, or we've had more time to go after more grants, more funding, to reduce what we would owe them
Phase 2.
for phase
Okay,
2.
so
If they,
no, go ahead.
if they do phase 1 and they go a certain footage past where the break keeps happening, right? wouldn't that conceivably buy us time for phase two when it
Uh,
stops raining?
And you can
go,
prove like, oh, no breaks,
No,
and
yeah.
5 years, 10 years, and then like Brian said, Underwood says 15 years, so we should be able to keep fighting. Not 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and so we can get some funds, they can get some funds. And we can work out some kinks on how they budget DES for the WRVP.
So we already have this fight for the rest of the time we're on the board.
So let's just say, get your calculator out. So $5 million, how many users roughly? We don't need the exact.
That's it.
Um,
I think it's
$12.50.
5
$12.50.
million.
Sewer users. And,
Well,
is it?
13.
Well, let's just say 1,300. Let's be simple. 1,300. 8.5%, you think?
I think so. It isn't today, but it's gonna hit that before the season's out.
And we're talking 30 years?
I don't know what their interest rates is at, shot the bond in the state. And they're taking out hundreds of millions of dollars, so.
Almost $4,000 per user at that point, 5 million.
Yeah.
Not increase, but I'm saying that each user they have. after
Okay.
they use, they have a
Right, over
4 just
30
for,
years.
just for the premium,
Yeah, just for,
not even the principal.
right, and that's if it is that.
And if it
I don't think I've ever known any state
Ever to be
The
accurate.
storm pumps ain't gonna last that long.
gonna need, right, I mean, this is
So-
just,
Is with this, is this something that's gonna be discussed tomorrow? Or
tomorrow night.
like what?
It may not focus solely on the 140 line, but I think the idea of us having say, you communities having say, like this is not this is also an exact issue that's happening over in the Bay District, where they have a same exact thing. They're saying, oh, you need to pay, $10 million. Not giving them the option, not giving them consideration to a phased approach or, prove to me that it really does need to be done.
Is this something that we could, do they have a higher up like the governor? Could we take the reports and everything that we have and go to the governor and say, listen, we're having this problem and.
This is still coming directly from Renee. This is not even coming from the commission.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we need to
raining-
add that
raining
the
culture.
commissioner attends that meeting, I think.
Well, it says, yeah, presentation by the New Hampshire DS Commission and staff commissioner on the agenda tomorrow.
Yeah, the commissioner will be there, I believe, tomorrow, but this meeting
Oh, okay.
provides,
I see some on 3 days, times of January. And commissioner and executive council would be cool.
I don't know what's to do.
Well, the executive council has a really good way of holding up money until they get their way. So,
So they look good.
I mean, January's almost over, so 3 days in January probably ain't gonna happen.
so we'll look at something in February. Do I have 2 volunteers to come to Concord?
When?
When?
We'll figure it out. I'll get 3 dates together for everybody.
As long as
Maybe.
weather permits, I can try. Just try
And what are we going to Concord for?
to stir the pot. Come on, I'll show you some cool people.
Listen, I went to Concord, we made out really well.
They have a really cool Chinese joint you guys do.
Yeah,
You would be meeting to discuss with them that the town of Belmont would prefer them to just do phase 1 now. And that we understand that it might cost more to do it in 2 phases versus 1 because and they want to explain the reasons to that to you in person as far as the bypassing and
Hey,
how.
wait, they have to come to Belmont.
Huh?
They asked them to come to Belmont. It says, so your staff, that we can come and be able to come to Belmont for a meeting.
Okay, well,
I
they
ain't
can
going
come
to
here.
Concord on that.
All right, well, I have to come here then. For them to discuss with you the reasoning, the cost, and, for us to just keep pushing for it, but it does seem like that we've kind of gotten to them to the point of agreeing to the phased approach. I think they're just not sure of who's gonna pay that the excess quote of the 2 million, because we're chopping up the project in half.
We're paying everything no matter what.
Yeah.
It's us saying, sure, we'll pay the extra 2 million, that's in the base approach, that's basically what we're trying to say.
But we're not
Okay,
paying anyways. If they,
either-
if they came back and said next week, well, we decided we wanna phase this, and it's gonna cost you $2 million, and what are we gonna do if we say no? Then we're gonna get the bill.
You can't say no, they got us. They got us, we can't say no.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do subsidize the rate users.
they're figured it out and I'll try my best to make it.
Have them come here.
Yeah,
And
I'm here.
we'll listen to the phase and we'll listen to their, it's, they're gonna do what they want anyways.
Yes.
So it's kind of, but, we can listen to them.
Do you have any more input, Brian?
Not really at this point.
And
We're at the point where we just gotta go and talk to the commissioner and get get them on board with us.
Yeah, Joe Kenny never emailed me back in the business, I'm gonna give him a call.
I mean, it's,
15 years is plenty of time to plan, but that's the thing is we have to plan. We can't kick her off.
yeah, we don't have, we're not as fortunate as the state is and just have, you know, well, we'd have more money if the state would do their part like they should be, but that's another.
We have similar aged infrastructure in the ground that is gonna need upgrades. So we gotta spread the pain a little bit.
That's the shit more users than all the sewer.
Well, it depends on what stick.
With the sewer and water of 106.
Put the water down 140 too. Straight to the town line.
Well, and that's your other thing, I suppose, if, again, if you extended the, water and sewer,
Might justify the upgrades.
it might justify, yeah, you're exactly right, but that's like a lot of money to do that.
Listen, by the time I'm 90, every go to water and sewer.
There you go. All right, okay, we'll work on that then,
Okay.
all right. And then obviously tomorrow night is the, advisory board meeting.
Yes, it was a joint meeting with the Winnipesaukee River Basin Program, the advisory board meeting. The purpose of the meeting is to discuss community concerns relative to the management and operation of the Winnipesaukee Basin Program with the DES. The 10 communities that are part of the WRBP, which is the Bay District, Belmont, Franklin, Guilford, Laconia, Meredith, Northfield, Sanborn, and Tilton will be in attendance. The TAs from those towns will be in attendance. The Board of Selectmen of those towns have been invited and may be in attendance. A majority of our state reps have been invited. Senators, I believe, have been invited. Councilmen for the cities that are part of this will have been invited. The press has been invited. So I highly, and it's open to the public. So anybody who would like to go and attend and kind of hear what it's all about and the concerns and the issues that us as the communities who are part of the advisory board are facing with the WRBP. So anybody who wants to attend, it will be at the Belknap Mill, 25 Beacon Street East, 6:30 tomorrow night. The committee would like to know, anyone from Belmont who does plan to attend, so they can gather a list of attendees. I will attend.
Oh, yeah.
Bruce.
I will also, because I want to bring about 50 copies of the guy that issued the sewer permit.
Well, if you do also attend, they are not taking verbal.
Explain the hydraulics of this.
They are not.
You gotta write your question.
You gotta write your question down.
They're not.
Okay, I'm gonna give him the paper.
There you go.
I'm gonna put it right out. No.
Here, pass this around.
No, they have a special.
Yeah, special form for any questions on.
So they will not take verbal questions from the audience, so you have to
Oh,
write
I'll give
your
him a-
question.
one of them
on the
copy of the guy's
paper
letter.
to answer, so.
Steve, you know
you
what?
wanna-
Yeah.
This is still discussion.
You can't be back.
So I got 3 of you.
Yours expired.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay,
I'm gonna have to go down to the building tomorrow too.
all right.
Okay. Do we have any other new business?
Yes, I do have other new
Okay.
business. I'm going to have Brian come up
Oh.
and update you and Belmont, you can come up. We've had Brian has had quite the interesting start as director with snowstorms and then quite a bit of water breaks and leaks.
What's that?
You got a river in Belmont.
They complain about the tax bill, they go waterfront property.
That's true. I mean, I think I've actually talked to everybody here. You guys all kind of have an idea of what we're up against. We found a break, scheduled a repair for that break because it was a massive break. Not considered an emergency. We waited for a window that the weather was decent. And then right before that repair happened, we had a big break happen on School Street. 6-inch main ruptured. And, we were able to get it mitigated to just basically the school and 2 residents. And since Busby was already scheduled to come to Westview Drive, we just picked up the pin and moved it over to School Street, and we tackled that one first because that was priority. Then when we went to, so we did a solid sleeve repair on that one so that we could actually see what the inside of the pipe looks like and confirm there wasn't any more, damage, at least as far as you can see up with a flashlight in each direction. No guarantees, but we think we got it all there. Westview is a whole nother story, and it's a pretty sad one. That pipe's in pretty bad shape. I did bring a sample of it. I don't know if you guys want to see it.
He told me about it. It's like almost the same pipe we use for irrigation.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure, but
Pretty close.
it may be.
Like a half-inch short, bigger.
Yeah. So this is the split that we're dealing with. So this is one of the 2 that we dealt with, the cracks where the water just sprays out. There's only like 40 pounds of pressure, but you'd be surprised how far that sprays. And then here's the other thing, is this tuberculation inside. It builds up, it breaks. So these are plastic and they go to, I think galvanized fittings with elbows and stuff. So this one was actually broken and spraying all over the place. That was one of the leaks. Then this is another one, and then there may be one that we actually caused while we were trying to do the repair.
Now, does this stuff run the whole length of the road?
Our best guess, yeah, we don't have any plans. There's rumor that it gets reduced up above where these breaks are happening to 1 inch, but there's no confirmation of that. But yeah, there's a antiquated curb stop at the bottom that runs all this stuff. So we're on borrowed time with that. Probably we made a hasty repair to that a couple of years ago.
Can I ask a stupid question? Who pays for this?
What's that?
Who pays stuff like this to do?
So this predates
This
any
predates
of
the
that stuff.
zoning.
This was probably put in the late 60s or
Oh,
early
that makes a little
70s.
more sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not modern. Do you guys want to see any of this more?
I trust you, Greg.
Not for like house water.
Yeah.
Irrigation. Cool.
Well,
Yeah,
and that's
makes sense.
servicing, that's servicing seven homes, right?
So there's one business, there's a dentist office at the bottom that does oral surgeries, which proves to be quite challenging when you clear their schedule quickly during the day. There's some not happy people there. Both citizens of Belmont, Laconia, surrounding towns that have taken the day off to go get oral surgery, something that's not pleasant. They're not happy to be there, miss work and schedule time off after that. So fortunately, we've been able to work with them and try to work around them and stuff like that. They've lost revenue the last week because of this issue. And right now, we've been limping along with 2 residents that have had drastically reduced pressure. We kind of manufactured a fix for them. We couldn't. I've been advised not to dig any more than I have to there because the breaks keep happening. There's only 2 people that are suffering right now instead of 7. So we purchased some like external tanks, put in a 32-gallon pressure tank and a booster pump, and they're happy. It works better than they've had it for a while. They've just got limited volume, I mean, it's something that's just a Band-Aid, and I don't know how long it'll last, but we're hoping it'll last.
800 feet.
Yeah, it's 800 feet. So I've already got some pricing. Oh yeah, I'm, my fingers are crossed this holds up till weather's warmer. We can set up some temporary lines. Busby can come in and he's given me a couple of but if we're gonna spend system money, town money, I wanna do it right. I don't wanna put a Band-Aid on it that's gonna cost $100,000. I wanna fix it for the total and be done with it. So, I mean, and we're still working on finding some alternate avenues for funding. There may be some grants out there. There may be some emergency money out there. I haven't had any time to look around yet, but I'm just trying to put a plan together so that we can move forward. We don't have to deal with this because we're kind of hemorrhaging money on repairs right now. So I'll bring you more answers when I have more answers.
When, and I'm sure you probably talked to Paul,
Mhm.
is this something that you'll be able to follow the same, path that this water line is in? For the new stuff, or are we gonna have to have it fully engineered, or is this something we're gonna be able to?
I think that we could probably tackle this one ourselves. Maybe.
I mean, I know it's just all uphill,
Yeah.
it's pretty,
The thing is, if we're gonna do it, we can put the same old stuff in the ground obviously not that. We could use like 2-inch blue root or something that's to today's standards. But it's still not to our spec. Our town spec says we'll put an 8-inch, we'll put fire hydrants every 500 feet. So that there's fire service, and that actually acts as a blow off valve as well, so we can
Sure.
maintain water quality.
on that road,
It's-
he doesn't even have a blow up.
There isn't one.
No, if you-
There's not one
probably-
documented. So, yeah. And that's half the problem. It builds pressure. You can't relieve the pressure when you charge them. I don't have good answers for you right now. I'm just working on some solutions. I'll get you some solutions and some funding in the next couple of weeks and bring something back. You guys gotta keep your fingers and toes crossed that it holds up until like April or May. Cause I can't
Trying to do it now.
set up temporary lines this time of year. It's not gonna work out.
April 26 is good for temporary lands.
No,
No,
well,
no.
they say it can be done, but I also don't have somebody to put there and babysit with it, so.
Mhm.
We're gonna keep on trucking and we'll find some alternate funding if we can, and if not, we've got capital that I'll ask to dive into, but we see what's out there. We'll go from there. I'm open to suggestions.
My brain.
Experience, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's where we're at. Everybody has
Was
water
this
now.
mixing gravel?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's not really the best fill at all.
It's just to say, it's not-
The only places we're finding good fill is places where we've been to repair before, to be backfilled with good
I
fill.
don't know where you've been at.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can tell by the patches, it looks like a quilt now. So I do have, if any of you guys wanted to reach out to the couple of people that have been affected, I've got their numbers if you guys are interested in chatting about it.
Yeah, that.
Well, I mean, if they're happy right now, we
They're-
appreciate them working with us.
I'll tell you, I was in
But we
Alicia's
have to
office.
remember as a community that it's our obligation to provide safe drinking water
Yeah.
to anyone who is part of, the public utility.
We're trying.
I know, and that's what's scary, is that you just don't know, so we've gotta be very proactive with this, because,
Well, we're gonna try it.
yeah, all right,
It takes money, we'll find it.
all right.
And the temporary fix that we did do was cheaper than digging
Oh,
up the
yeah.
line, disturbing the line and causing more breaks. It's kind of the executive decision, Don and I had made just to,
Yeah,
let's try this.
provide them with what they need.
I reached out to a few assets and they basically said, which I don't think DES is gonna like to hear this. They basically said, at this point with the weather you're up
Don't touch
against, do whatever you can to not dig on the line. And if you have to, be careful or see if you can work something out with them.
Mm.
You know.
So we don't even know, I don't even build that road.
If you know.
Bobby Dupont.
DuPont and Frankie
Yeah,
Oh,
Claremont.
you think so?
Yep.
Really? Really?
Yeah,
Wow. That's like,
he was
Yeah.
a water expert, a
That's
sewer expert.
And it's all up here and it went with,
yeah,
yeah, I can't find any
you
information
won't,
on
it's
that.
all in his head. He knew where the shut offs were, he knew where He knew where everything was. It was all on his head.
Wow. Okay, well, that's great new business.
Mm,
And,
Well,
so we'll
not
wait to
surprised.
hear from you as to what, you know.
I mean,
obviously.
I've got some numbers and I've got some
Yeah.
ideas, but I don't have any options other than pull it from capital, and I don't want to cost the capital.
So. Now, this is just a question I'm asking, not, in a case like this, because this. Basically, we've got to repair it. Can we as a town? Because we don't borrow, we haven't had to do any of that. But do we look at going out and borrowing? But we can't do that without the voters approval,
Correct, any borrowing would require town approval.
even in an emergency?
I think the only thing you might be able to do is enter into a TAN. But that's only if you get low on cash.
Oh, okay.
It's the only thing, that's why we put the dollar in for the TAN, so you can take out a TAN. But that usually comes when you have cash flow issues, which thank God we don't. But yeah, unfortunately,
I'm just asking because I don't know.
any borrowing would require,
Um,
yeah, me and Brian were talking about some
Yeah.
creative,
Sure,
financing that we-
and again, you've got 7 homes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I even went as far as to think about like, well, heck, can we drill a few wells for them instead of running this water line, but it's not feasible. I mean, not trying to get out of it easy, but if that was the better, more cost effective
That's
solution.
not even a water line.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even a, yeah.
It's scary is what it is.
Almost the same exact like we throw in the lake to suck water. Or
Right,
Not even a pipe.
It may be,
I think it might have a little more PSI standard to it than ours, but.
it literally says fragile on the pipe.
I appreciate you, Brian, keeping all updated even when purchases happen like that, so.
I try.
You see Facebook, go, oh.
I think you paid off Facebook with this one, right?
I didn't see, I didn't actually.
I'll be honest with you, my
Even-
work schedule the last couple of weeks hasn't allowed for much.
I figured we were gonna hear it when the school called school off for the following.
All they said was, yay, it's free day or snow day or. Yeah.
Remote learning.
Remote learning, yay.
And,
So stemming off from Brian's, whirlwind came conversations of, where it being winter and Brian's a one-man show right now with our prior director have retired. Thinking about bringing Craig back as a contractor so that he can be, the point of contact and the project manager essentially for this if we were going to have to move forward or if it happens again or and when we start to do well 4, which Craig had started before he left, and having him kind of oversee these projects. So I had drafted an agreement that Brian has already spoken to Craig and saying, hey, we can come back and kind of oversee a few projects on a per diem basis when we need you. Not all the time. We're not gonna commit. It wouldn't be committing to X amount of hours. It's it would be an instance where, he needed him to be on site while he's out plowing or managing the crew. And if you want to speak more to this, Brian, you.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, that you pretty much hit the nail on the head. I mean, he knows all the people that we work with. He knows the projects. He knows everything. There's really no better person to do that. I don't need help running the crew. I don't need help.
every day,
Day-to-day
this
operation.
is this extra stuff that's coming back and
Yeah.
biting us, right?
And the rest of our crew just isn't there yet. I don't have them yet. And this last few weeks has been eye-opening as far as who to maybe plug into those positions.
Yeah.
So it's a little pain and suffering that's better for the long run. But in the interim, this would take a lot of stress off of me and my crew and also provide some guidance for the couple of guys that are there, because I like to put my sewer water guy over there and let him, be engulfed in the situation, but he's pretty green still. I mean, he's learning to swim really quickly. But he still, yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's so to have somebody, Craig's agreed to do it if you guys are okay with him coming back. I think he fits the need pretty well. Like I said, it's just a contracted per diem position. If I need him for 2 hours for this well project. He'll come in, he'll sit in on it, he'll manage it however we need him to manage it.
Mhm.
And when we don't need him, he'll be doing his own thing.
I'm in favor of that.
I just, yeah, I didn't mean, I didn't say that. I just want, I'm fine with it. Obviously, you know your budget, you know what you gotta work with. And I just want, obviously, I trust Craig, but I just wanna say this out loud, that there's an understanding that you're now the director and the decisions have to go through you if it's something that's important.
We've talked
Also,
about
I'm
that.
blaming you, so.
Yeah, we've talked about that, and that's why we want to keep this dynamic the way it is, just keep them in a project management. You know, not that Craig and I don't have a great relationship, but it's hard to come back and sit in that same office and not assume that same role. So we're just not gonna cross those lines. He'll have a project, he'll stay in that lane, and I think he'll knock it out of the park. So.
When you say with your budget.
We've all worked at jobs, I think, at least the people I know in this room, that after a certain amount of hours, your efficiency and your temperament has got to get affected, and it does, and especially when everything's going wrong. I mean, a 2-inch snowstorm every day,
Yeah.
you know, the water pipes freezing, and people are out here and belly aching about the roads, and they're belly aching about this, and they're belly aching about that. But I think this idea of having him take care of a project like that, so he's on it, he knows what to do.
Mhm.
Yes, he probably should report to you, which I would expect him to, and I think he would. I think he was tired of the responsibility when he retired.
Mhm.
Now in the last 75 or 80 hours you work straight, you're already responsible. You got tired of it.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a busy couple weeks, but no, and that's the beauty of having Craig there is I trust him and I feel like you guys trust him to make decisions.
Certainly
You
do.
know, he did it for a very long time. Everything he makes for decisions is in the best interest of the town. Sometimes to a fault. So,
And hopefully he can help, as Brian said, serve kind of as a mentor and teach some of the guys who want to be in those positions, for the water and sewer department that we already have, you know.
Well, it is, and it's having to get green guys in there, you know, you're running crews and trying to keep everything going, and how do you deal with that?
well, there's things that people don't even know, like, there's a salt shortage that's just kind of hit the
Oh,
news.
it's bad.
But it's been going on for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Our barn's full and it's gonna stay full, but that's because I'm doing my job. And Craig did his job and got us contracts that we can follow.
Yeah.
You know, when it was time to do that.
We have a truck that goes to Portsmouth and the Portsmouth was almost empty.
Yeah, they sit there. Morton won't deliver to Guilford. They just have no salt to deliver. So Guilford's going through backup contractors. We're in good shape now. Stay that way.
We're hiding salt. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but the barn's full and it's gonna stay full as long as I can keep it full.
Yeah.
So,
And now now it looks like the weather's changing there. It sounds like
Yeah.
Sunday night is on Monday. We're
Yeah.
gonna be
That's
on
all right.
that.
It's a cold snowstorm.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to throw material out.
Yes,
Which
that's
is
right.
nice. So you can conserve and just scrape and rinse and iron
The
up.
icy stuff that's.
Yeah, the ice is what you can't, if you have no choice.
2-3 inches of ice there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're not equipped to handle. That's,
Should we have a motion for that? Or,
We can sign it, do you want a motion?
or,
I'll make a motion to authorize Brian to put the project manager on. And that project manager will be Craig Clement.
Second.
I probably should abstain from this, obviously. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And your assumption is due to relationship.
Due to relationship. That's what I said.
thank you guys.
All right, yeah, anything, I mean,
I mean,
I don't know, it's been brutal.
I don't know how much we'll use them, but we'll use them and attach them to whatever project he's doing. Thanks.
I
guys.
will say, I was talking to someone who lives in Guilford today, and he says that every day he comes up Cotton Hill, come down Providence, and he said. Guilford's at Cotton Hill, the worst actually road he's ever driven on, and our side is amazing, he said you cover where the town line is.
It seems like it's that way most towns when you cross the line.
Yeah.
What other new business do you have?
I think Tony has something that he wants to bring forward.
All right,
I have a couple things.
We were doing a little house cleaning
and, the guys were just moving things around. We have a ton of old radios. And, I reached out to Brian, we were asking, maybe he could use them, and we just need your permission to repurpose them to him. They're old, we don't use them, we'll never use them, they will.
Our town departments can't hand stuff to each other without permission from us?
Well, because they were bought with, you know, taxpayer money, they might have been some grants
Yeah.
involved years ago.
Yeah.
So just going through the motions of just getting it.
And he's gonna use it for two-way radio, is that what you?
Yeah, his trucks, I mean, we have piles of these things that we can't use because everything's digital.
Okay.
So it'll be perfect for him, and
Where do you find these?
they were up in the mezzanine, the guys are cleaning stuff out, they wanna do like a training maze and stuff, so they're like, instead of just throwing them out, we can repurpose them to someone that can actually use.
Might have to buy some batteries and chargers.
That's okay. We probably have batteries and chargers. We're missing the radios.
So-
That's right.
Yeah.
And then in a year from now, we find that, they're gonna auction that all off.
That's a waste of money, but.
This town. Every department, and I hate to point fingers, but every department. Either the head of it or the employees in that department. The word mine,
Oh,
it's mine.
yeah.
No, it's not yours, it's the town.
Yeah,
No.
Well, that's what I mean, I thought it was such a crazy question, I'm like.
No, it
the town's
wasn't.
done.
They know, but when they work it out, just him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess you can, I guess you have our blessing to
Thank you.
give the file of radio to the highway department with
Sure.
our blessing or whatever.
I mean, if it'll help him, he's,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
We're a big family, if you wanna hand me down something, hand it down to someone.
Well, when you went for your fire truck, who did I tell you to go see? Him.
Yeah.
Because he wrote two of
Yep.
the two new dump trucks and saved us $650,000. Because I found the article and I said, here, see if you can run with this, and he did. He helped you a little. You followed his instructions, I assume, because now you got a
Mhm.
grant for $500,000 for that truck.
Awesome. Okay,
I
second
have,
item.
I have more.
I knew he did, he's got a whole, I see there's a whole list.
Yeah, I'm a writer. The fire department would like your permission to, there's a training company, they actually in town, it's called Nesta. And what they do is they train pumping. And the beauty of this company is they use their props, their everything, without using fire trucks. And it's all simulation, it does from anywhere's like, it can show a broken hose or something like a pinched hose or the pumps, what they call cavitation. And like all of the hiccups that you run into in real world without using your actual fire truck and potentially causing damage to it. So what they're offering is to bring our guys in to train them whenever they have classes in town. The caveat to that is that they need our fire truck. So what they don't want to use the truck, they just want the truck in there so that the class can physically see a truck. And the reason why I'm asking is because there'll be pictures on websites and it'll say Belmont Fire in this private company. So we'd like your permission to team up with them, and it's free teaching, it's free. Yeah, so he'll take a guy or two, a whole crew, and they'll be up there to get training from the best of the best on pumping.
So where do they go for the training?
Right up to Mitchell's place off 106 there.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
that's where their business
Yeah.
is. Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't know where their business was. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Oh, okay.
Yep, and I mean, the guys wanted to train for the last couple of weeks, and with the cold, you just can't, because you're gonna hurt the equipment. This is all inside, they can train, so it's a great opportunity. But just where the truck's gonna be shown in like websites and stuff
Oh, I
like
see.
that.
I
We
think it's why.
just wanted your permission to be able to say, hey,
You just need a truck to sit there and look pretty.
that's it, that's it. So,
Make sure you put NH on.
correct, yes, yeah,
Make sure the truck gets shiny too before it goes.
Yeah. yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think you, yeah,
Okay.
They
Yeah.
raise them.
that's,
And the last one, we spoke last fall about, when we put things on municipal bid, those funds from items that get sold coming back to the
oh, that was
department.
that, yes.
Yeah,
Craig did that, didn't it? Wasn't that something that Craig kind of started, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The earmark
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
So, the rescue is, 1994, that rescue, that just sold tonight for $7,700. And the guys took it a step further and they even sold the boxes off of it and made an additional $500. So we would like to be able to repurpose those funds to buy tools that we normally wouldn't be able to, rope rescue stuff, which is ridiculously expensive, and then, what they call a PPP fan. So that's like a fan that we'll be able to put up and just blow the air out of when we're doing overhauls, stuff like that, which if you put fire, like anything on equipment, the price triples, so.
Like Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that I don't have a problem with repurposing that. Okay, that's for sure. My only request would be that, accounting is kept of it. So that if
That's
you're,
fine. With the deletion, it goes along with you, that's all.
okay,
Do we have to have, don't we have to have figures to earmark? Okay.
I need invoices and I need
Yeah,
an exact
because
amount.
I have them
We
already.
blatantly have the 75,
I
yeah, tell me
understand,
that,
yeah.
no, well, first of all, it's under 10,000, so you don't technically have to have a motion to accept the funds. But you would need a motion once,
Yes.
to earmark the exact funds, and if there's extra, then it just goes back to the general fund.
And I have those items already priced out and everything for you.
that's it. My only question is to make sure that we have, so that if, you go out and buy this fan,
Mhm.
and a year from now you come back to us and say, I really need money for this fan, well, then we already buy one of those fans.
Do you
Well, we'd like to have one for each truck, but
Well,
this is kind of like just a great opportunity to be able to get one, and
do you have a total for those invoices?
I do.
Can I recommend that you wait to your next meeting so that I can do a formal motion, I don't even have the check yet.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
I would like to get the check in, do a motion for you to accept the funds. For what you to earmark them, I think they can wait 2 more weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
So we will
Awesome.
move that to your February 4th agenda.
No problem.
That's all I have.
That's
Okay,
it.
yeah, thank you.
Any other new
The fun
business?
one.
No, none for you, we're just moving on to old business.
Oh, it's not auction yet.
Old business,
Yeah, this
a
Friday.
reminder
It's a fall Friday.
that the Chinese restaurant that we own is going up for auction.
Again,
Well, this time.
No,
Hold
it's
on.
not going up for auction.
If
We've
you ask
auctioned.
some residents, we've owned this thing since 2012, by the way. Saw that on Facebook.
Oh, really?
They've been doing
Oh,
it for,
yes.
they think so.
So if I found it,
Haven't paid too much egg roll.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Facebook just.
Have you ever seen the Facebook thread about this?
you know.
If you get bored, go read it. It's interesting.
Hilarious.
Look at it, Gavin.
So yeah, the auction is still going forward for January 30th at 2:00. Anyone interested in bidding, they're allowed
We
to,
hope that the people that have been working there that have kept the
the
city.
tenants.
The tenants.
Tenants?
The tenants are able to purchase.
Yes, they will, actually, they would like to just be tenants. They would
Oh,
just like
really?
to
They
run
don't
their
wanna own
Chinese
it?
business and Chinese
I'm
food, that
hoping
is it.
someone that buys it's willing to work with them. This has been our town. I mean, I ate there when I was a little kid, so I don't know how long it's been here.
They pay their rent, they pay the utilities, they do all their own repairs because of the former land owner did not. So yeah, they would like to just keep doing business, so hopefully whoever does buy this keeps it as is. But that is out of our control, so.
What happens if there's no bidders? I'm sure there will.
Oh, there's gonna be bidders every,
Oh, really?
when
Yeah.
people go into.
Yeah, but maybe they just won't put it.
Yeah.
So that is that for that.
Is there any other old business?
Nope, unless there's any comments from the public.
Is there any comments from the public?
Not yet.
Huh?
At the next meeting, they'll be charged for tickets. Watch this service.
Our next meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, February 4th at 10 o'clock. We do have to move into non-public, which is deemed 91-A:3, number 3, Roman numeral 2, letter
A and L.
A and L. Look up to A2.
People walk you through the night.
All right. All right.
You too.
Thank you, everyone.
Your office is fun.
What's that?
Thankfully, your office is fun.
Okay.